Hello, everyone. Happy Tuesday. How's everyone doing this morning? Hey, Stafford, how are you? Good to see you, Stafford. Good morning, Royal Palms. Good morning, Zello. Good morning, Patrick. There's my test message because messages weren't coming through. Good morning, Yogi. It's okay, Sterling. Thanks for popping in. Good morning, Holy. Good morning, snowplows. Well, not here. We don't have snowplows. We're going to have near record highs this weekend. So, a little chilly this morning, 37 degrees. Good morning, Heinrich. How are you? All right. Good morning to people on Rumble. What else do we have going on? What else? S&P and Nasdaq keep just grinding higher, approaching some key levels again. Dollar continuing to drop into major support, so keeping a close eye on that. We had the ADP numbers come out. We had Redbook printing strong this morning at 7.1%. We had the home price index coming out, but not. I mean, most of the stuff was we had earnings, key earnings. Uh, we have consumer confidence coming out at 10 a.m. We have the Richmond Fed numbers, and we have the Dallas's Fed Services Index at 10:30. And that's about it. All eyes again are going to be on the Fed tomorrow. It is pretty much locked in for a pause. If you check here, we're at 97.2% for a pause. Map, we got the all the Mag 7 strong today. All the Mag 7 up. Chips, Micron up. Chips, Intel trying to bounce back. Still insanely overvalued. Yes. USAR did move very strongly the other day. Good morning, OD Green. As a funny aside, you have a forecast for between 16 and 20 inches of snow. Is that a new forecast? Sterling? Hello, everyone. Really? I'm going to gloat? Hey, you can make fun of me when it hits 120 here in the summer. You can make fun of me all you want. You can make fun of me all you want. All I know is I don't have to shovel. It was chilly, though. It was 37 degrees. And that's chilly out here. But it's a dry cold. Raytheon reported strong numbers today. UNH did report its reaction was to the Medicaid stuff yesterday, though. All the health is down on that. Healthcare's getting hit on that. We have Boeing report down. So let's take a look at that, actually. Fear and greed, let's just get through this. We're technically in greed mode again. Schiller PE 4086. So we had UNH, Boeing was a beat down. UPS was actually pretty good, pretty decent numbers. I don't remember, was that up or down? I think it was down a bit. GM reported well. Raytheon reported really strong. American Airlines were also reported. After the close day, we got Texas Instruments, Seagate. That's where we sit there. And tomorrow morning, ASML, GE, Verona, AT&T. But tomorrow afternoon is the biggie. Not just because of the Fed, we got Microsoft, Meta, and Tesla. So, yeah, that's for this week. They're reporting 16 to 20. Well, does that mean you're going to get a lot of rain or what? I mean, they weren't right on the last one for you, Sterling. So what does that mean for this one? What does that mean? Or are you going to get, is it going to really hit this time? Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? But S&P grinding higher, closing in on, again, we've hit that 7,000. The cluster for me is, I moved a level. We were about 7,005 to 7,008. We bounced off the 7,006 area. So it's to at least move up a stop on this bounce back move. Continue move higher. I'm using 7,017. There's a pretty key level right around 7,017. And through that, you got the all-time highs, 70.35. And if we take out that this week, you're looking 70.59 to 70.64. All right. Thank you for putting, it is flat now. Thank you for putting in the earnings information. yen intervention on Friday. We're actually, yeah, we're going to get yen intervention on Friday. I mean, they've been talking about it. Are we really going to get it? Are we really going to get it? Yen strengthening over threats of intervention. So let's see. On a pullback, I'm watching the 4-hour rotation zone. The top support level is about 69.90, 69.89. There's a support zone between that and 69.76 into the 4-hour rotation zone. So that's what I'm watching on a pullback. If we did take out 69.76 area, I'm watching closer to 69, just above 69.61. Bottom of the rotation zone, and there's a very key level right around 69.61. If we got into a bigger sell-off mode, you're looking at 69.21 and then 68.87 areas. So that's really about it on the S&P. Nasdaq ticked off the 87.5 at the most recent highs, not at all-time highs, but at the most recent highs from the middle of January. Also remember above this is a bigger 87.5 at 26,087. So on a continued rally, still look at 26,087, 26,173, and 26,300 are the next targets higher, and then to the all-time highs right around 26,400. On support, same difference here. 4-hour rotation zone. First key area I'm really watching on a pullback is 25,900. The 25,900, and then the next area I'm looking at is about 25,775 to 25,800. Closer up in here, okay? That's what I'm looking for on the NASDAQ. If we went into more of a disaster mode, 25,515, 25,500. The Dow, sort of down on UNH, big component of the Dow. Still major support, 49,000 to 49.50 is major support area. If we drop below there to 50 EMA at 48,540. Russell, looking for the bounce back, seeing if we're not setting up anything yet. It would be a rotation buy if we took out yesterday's high, but there's no %B buy there yet. Keeping an eye, we've sort of got this weird sort of channeling pattern. Really watch this 26.69 level going to the open. We break down there. I'm going to see if we come down and form a potential double bottom pattern near yesterday's low. That's what I'm looking at there in the daily rotation zone. So we got the rising rotation zone. Key support 2640. VIX edging high. This is sort of interesting. VIX has been edging up now for a while, sort of making these higher lows. So I'm keeping an eye on that. It's still relatively cheap, but keeping an eye on that. Keeping a close eye on that. DAX, not much to talk about here. Still caught in consolidation. The only thing that shifts me is a close back above 25,196 for a retest of the highs, or a breakdown below 24,890 for a retest of the 50 EMA. Yields bouncing off support yesterday at the bottom of the rotation zone and the prior breakout level and rotating back up. Going to be seeing it. Technically, it's a %B buy if it takes out yesterday's high. I doubt that will happen with the Fed going on tomorrow. Going to be seeing how this bar closes, though. If it sets up if it pulls back again, another %B buy level for tomorrow into the Fed meeting. Other than that, not much. We have a rising trend line here on the 30-year that we're still holding. So I'm paying attention. Not major attention to that. My major levels back at 4.76. Mine are at this trend line. Crude grinding higher now, fully into, again, if this keeps extending up, it might take the double off the table, but that's the only thing that would turn me bearish. Otherwise, as I said yesterday, I'm in bullish mode. Dipped into the rotation zone and rotating back up, looking for a retest of just above 62 level. So far, high has been 61.86. I want to see the retest of 200 and the 62.5. And if we do close above the 62.5, then I shift. probabilities that we could continue higher on pullbacks. Gold, again, would not recommend shorting this. This would be for looking for pullback levels. I'd be patient because gold, again, there's your weekly insanity. This could easily return to 44,700 in a snap if something changes. There is a minor 4-hour double top. Dark screen, do not short it. Okay, unless you're really nimble, and that's only, I do it only with momentum, but that's not a. You're better just wait through the pullback. Or for anybody who's trying to trade this alongside with recent gains, 49.83.6 on a closing basis is key. Silver, not yet in potential story. That's what I'm keeping an eye on. I forget above 113,700. Also, silver, insanely overbought. I'm paying attention to this week's low, this 101.7. Copper, by the way, we had that, wanted to touch on base on this. To reiterate, for the rule to invalidate a potential double top, you count between the two tops. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then we start at the next bar. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Since this technically did not confirm, it did not trade below this low, so it was not a confirmed double. We're past 7 bars, so this potential double top in copper is no longer on the table. Just want to reiterate that rule. Dollar index, we've now taken out the 87.5. Remember, we closed back about below the 62.5 on Friday. Now we're already at the 87.5. Now this is where I'm watching. We don't have one yet. We are getting oversold. So, and a lot of some of it's on pressure from the yen off intervention talks. But down here, I'm going to seeing if we hold this key support and set up for a bounce buy setup. Don't have a great pattern yet. Don't have a great pattern yet. But that's what I'm looking for. You can see yields start to rotate back up on the yen. Rotation zone rotating back up. This would be a % buy if it closes above yesterday's high. It's already moving up. Away from there. Yen continued to strengthen after ticking off the 87.5 and making a little minor double top pattern that's already played out. What else? We got Bitcoin. Really key here. I'm going to look how it reacts. If we rotate back down, we could have a front run if we start dropping below 86,400 to the short side. If it pops back above 90,403, it's back in a consolidation and sit on hands mode. Spiders, gap up today. So on any weakness, paying attention to 693.65 and then the potential gap fill 692.73. On continued strength, paying very close attention if we get up around the 695.50 level. That's a very key level, at least for a stop raise. We ticked off the 87.5 yesterday. So that's where we sit right there. Above that, let's see. We can take those levels off for now. Let me check these out. Let me just take a quick look. This has to be moved up to there. So we still have, if on a continued rally, you guys will still got 701.75, 707.40, and 715.69. The Qs, we have the gap up today. We're above. Also, we ticked off the 87.5, the minor 87.5 there. So now we have to check the, oops, wrong one. We have to check the other key level, which is at 629.98, which is right around the highs also from the 15th of January. We're trading 629.26. So that's very key. Through there, you still have a gap left behind to 632.08. And then you have a very strong level right around 635.60. IWM. Little gap up. Well, pretty much a flat, slight maybe gap. We'll see in the next 10 minutes, but it's nearly opening where it closed yesterday. Back to the daily rotation zone. It's again a rotation buy above yesterday's high. We can now update the key harmonics to that since this is a strong pausing bar. So if we did rotate up, yesterday's high is key, and then the opening price from Friday, which is 269.04. Then you have a gap left behind to 269.79. I'm watching this. We still have a gap left behind to Tuesday the 20th. So if the Russell pulls back today, paying very close attention to 262.58 on the IWM. That's a very key level. And if we did pull back, we might set up a percent beat buy bar, which would be really nice. What else? Besides saying good morning to David Atkins. Thank you. American Airlines miss stock up 3.5%. Holy put a small short on Natty NG using KOLD at high spike yesterday. Okay, a soft monthly resistance. All right, there you go. Holy. Yeah, there we go. UNH, OD Green put it in here. UNH getting rocked due to proposed Medicare 0.09% increase. So not much of an increase there. So Pelosi recently bought leaps on most of Mag 7. Don't know what that means. What else? UNH. There's your big gap down there. Coming down. I'll be interested again in UNH if it gets really back into this very key support area around 243, 245. Right now it's trading at some key resistance and you still have a gap behind. We played the minor double until it got taken out by a trailing stop, and now it's breaking down again. So not looking for anything unless we start filling this gap and really test this key support area. So what else? Can we check out ZM and IE if possible? Oh, what? I didn't see that yesterday. Wow. What? Oh, another AI story. Okay. So, breaking above very key resistance level, you have a major significant level right here. Just below 90. So that's now turned into key support on any pullback. Your next targets. Let's see where there's a significant level up here. There's one right around. If it continues to run, you have a major significant level just in front of 120. It's a little higher than that technically. Hold on. It's right around there. So that's your next key level. And let's see your intermediate levels based off harmonics that I'd use. I'd be looking roughly around 97.52 to raise a stop at least, and 102.24 would be another area to key raise a stop. But you have a very key area if it keeps running to about 120, just in front of 120. And you wanted IE. i.e., Ivanhoe Electric. Never looked at this. Never looked at this, but break above major resistance, so that as long as 1625 area holds with the rising rotation zone, I'd still be looking for long plays, and that is does have a little waning momentum on that breakout. But completely legitimate still for longs unless it loses key support. Look at there's your harmonics. Look at that. That's why I use them. So I'd be watching this on the pullback, how it reacts just above 16 bucks if it gets down that far. Other than that, your more aggressive would be about 1785, looking for a potential bounce play in there. Looks like it's gapping down slightly today. That's your key stuff. AAL. Come on, AAL. AAL has triggered a double top. I can see. Oh, come on. Why is it so slow? You are correct, Sterling. You are correct. It has triggered a double. Not yet first target hit. So completely valid. The invalidation point would still be, if I can draw it in the right direction. Come on. Still above 1594 invalidates the double, but you're nowhere near that happy. We're just gapping up on the miss of earnings. But that could easily break down to the prior key support area. That was a double. So I'd still be looking for rollover plays unless that double's invalidated. I hear Burry is long. Yeah, he went long GameStop. God, I really. But again, what is okay? I don't know what everybody's fascination with this stock is. There's your 62.5. There's your 50s. So that's key. 2504 on a closing basis, and that's only to retest the highs back from October. Other than that, this thing's just caught in a massive range of back and forth. Apple and Broadcom. Apple, by the way, triggered a little double bottom pattern, and it's going to play out pretty much probably today. It's the upper end of the rotation zone. Is that a long-term buy? I mean, you're at the 50. It wouldn't be for me. I'd still be looking for rollover plays. I am still looking for rollover plays out of oversold conditions. Pay attention. It is a percent B buy on a weekly basis, and that would be for a bounce play only. Key things, key things. If it takes out this 260 area, 266 is a very key level. That's by a breakdown level. It's got to get above 271.67 before I'd be interested in more of a hold. All right. For Apple. And Apple, again, they've got earnings coming out on Wednesday. It's probably just a pre-earnings announcement. I mean, Apple's still trading as a growth stock when there's not much growth there. But it did trigger a little double. It's finished playing out today. Broadcom is choose it from the list here. Come on. Broadcom. So Broadcom I'm keeping a close eye on. I'm still looking for rollover plays. It is on a week. There's your weekly. If it closes above last week's high, it's a percent B buy. That would be, again, for a bounce play only in my mind. It's got some heavy lifting to do, and this is a very sloppy, Head and shoulders top that was technically triggered last week. So that's why anything on this would be a bounce play only. I'm still looking for rollover plays in Broadcom, especially since we haven't even reconnected with the 200 yet. And AI is looking tired, even though it gets little juices, it's looking tired. Again, looking tired is not a trade for me, but we've been waning momentum. So if you're trying to play this, out as a percent B buy, it's above last week's high. You can try a front run, but it's got some major overhead resistance around 340. So I'd be careful there. And it was yesterday was a percent B buy in the daily. All right. But again, my target, I'd even say 339 on that. It was a percent B buy yesterday. You can see it right there. I'm being very cautious on some of these because this, again, we're at least the rally broadened out a bit, but some of this AI stuff's looking very, very tired. Like Nvidia. Geez, everything's so slow today. What is? Yeah, I'm on the right internet. Nvidia. I mean, look at this. I mean, we're trading just slightly above where we were trading back in August. This hasn't done crap, and we still have the huge potential head and shoulders. So I'm paying really close attention on some of these ones that have been leading in AI because they're not doing much anymore. All right, with that, that's all we have. Let's just see, why is everything so slow? Well, not much changed. Keeping an eye on this 4-hour rotation zone. 4-hour rotation zone right here. On any pullback. Could be a quieter trading day today just because we got the Fed tomorrow. It's pretty much priced in, but you still got the press conference. So pay attention to 689 in the next little bit. And then major support 669.76. With that, I will talk to you're welcome, Holy Holy. With that, I will talk to everyone tomorrow. Have a wonderful, wonderful trading day. We'll see what happens with the Fed pause tomorrow. Bye for now.